to guide you through this one.
In the slams, you usually get that day off or 2 days off for those who started on Sunday. In this slam, for Pavlyuchenkova, considering that she played such a difficult match with Yastremska, those two just would have pounded each other to the ground. That tight 3 sets that she won 4 in the third, but first set lost it in a tiebreak, won the second set in a tiebreak. That is a long, arduous match, and you see that strapping on her leg.
It's always the left leg, isn't it, generally for a right-handed tennis player, because that's the landing leg on the serve. Takes the brunt of the weight. Azarenka actually has a little bit of tape on the side of her left leg. And the physios have been busy today, I think, Elise.
It's amazing. They do work their magic.
They are incredible, men and women. I always think the physios are actually the hardest working people at any tournament, because they're here first before anybody else, and they're the last to leave.
And there's just an example of how Pavlyuchenkova just hits with such ease that forehand. That's a good first serve, but just watch how it's just so well done. And I will be fascinated to see how hard she's actually hitting, because it looks just so smooth. And we'll see what, as the match goes on, how hard she's actually hitting.
We have the technology now, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Tell you how much speed and spin and height and placement.
And you're going to be all over it, Candy.
Well, at least you're the expert.
You're going to be all over it with the numbers, and you'll be the interpreter, and I will just spew it out.
We hope to give the audience some good information. That's the key. Oh, splendid start from Pavlyuchenkova. She may be 34, but she has lost absolutely nothing of her ball striking ability. What a career she has had. The only thing missing, Elise, is a major title. Been a good year for Pavlyuchenkova. Quarter-final in Australian Open this year. The likes of Laura Siegemund, Donna Vekic, lost Aryna Sabalenka 6-3 in the third.
Both these players, you look at them now, well into their 30s, both were prodigies, child prodigies. You had Pavlyuchenkova, world champion, junior champion at 15. And then for Azarenka, she was pretty much out on the tour, starting to win matches in her teens.
It's just incredible that they love the game so much that they want to be out here, because financially that neither of them need to, but also that their bodies have held up. And what many believe is physically the toughest sport in the world. And that runs for about 10, 11 months of each year. What are your thoughts on that, Elise? Just the physical specimens of tennis players. Do you think it's the premier sport?
Well, of course, and I say that without prejudice.
Of course not.
Of course.
Neither of us are biased at all.
And when you think of what a tennis player has to do, first of all, we're the sport where you run and you hit at the same time. You change surfaces. The seasons are incredibly long. You're playing innumerable, hopefully, opponents within one tournament, whether it's 2 weeks or 1 week. You have to strategize for different opponents that have completely different games. There's just so much that goes on for a tennis player. But physically, the demands are so physical within a match, and then recovering and preparing. It's just unprecedented. And it's year-round.
Couldn't agree with you more.
I think for Azarenka, so much of it is going to come down to her serve. And both players, their second serve is much more vulnerable. But when Vika gets that first serve in and they're out wide, when she hits her spot, she's not going to knock you over with speed with the serve. But when her placement is working, she sets herself up nicely.
Not a huge sample size for Azarenka because she's only played 20 matches, won 9. But this year she's been winning about 64% of first serve points, but only 41% behind her second serve. To put that into contrast, Elise, 2012, one of her best years when she was world #1. She was winning about 68% of first points and about 47% behind her second serve.
And even those little differences make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Beautifully done with that break of serve. But as time goes on, when you're well into your 32, 36, you are not, that first step, you're not as explosive with that first step. And in terms of defending the second serve and defending the serves, that's so important also. And if you're not as quick off the mark, you're going to be in a passive position starting off.
So 2-love for Pavlyuchenkova. That's 45 on the PIF WTA rankings as we speak. And he's won $50 million in career prize money, over 500 professional victories on tour, 12 singles titles.
Love team.
14 victories, 13 defeats so far in the season. She has played big tournaments well.
Talk about, yes, absolutely.
Qualifying at Wimbledon, as well as the Australian Open.
And she loves her Grand Slam quarterfinals. She's one of those players that maybe doesn't get all the love she deserves. Had she won a slam, would have gotten more. Getting to that finals of the French was so well deserved, almost later in her career in 2021. But the fact that she's played so well in the slams throughout her career is just a testament to her consistency and how good she is. And how she doesn't shy away from those big moments.
Jannik Mertens is sitting in Pavlyuchenkova's box, working with her this year, mostly as a hitting partner. I just briefly saw Matthias Kerr, her boyfriend as well, to Jannik's right. Oh, it's clever.
15-30.
And love the way she disguised that. Took that racket back where you didn't know it was coming, and then just very deft with that drop shot.
She's been serving almost exclusively to the Azarenka forehand so far. 0 serves to the backhand side.
just so sweet. Just that's the only thing you can say when you watch her ball striking. I've always just thought it is a sight to behold.
It really is.
The way she is just so smooth and so good.
It comes down to her movement, doesn't it? If she can get herself in position, it's very hard to beat. Fantastic serve. Nice recovery here from Love 30.
Some might argue that the smooth ball strikers, they allow their opponents to get grooved. If, you know, it's just such a sweet ball that you're the player on the other side of the net and you get so grooved on that shot that it actually helps you. It's just like practice. Who do you want to practice with? Someone who junks the ball around or someone who just gives you a great clean ball to hit against?
The latter. You feel much better about yourself, don't you? John Isner recently said that no one wanted to practice with him.
Azarenka.
I will say, and I speak from experience, no one wanted to hit with me. Please. The only time, if anyone had ever asked me to practice, like, what lefty are you playing?
Yes.
Because I know you're not doing it because you really think that it's going to be it's going to be great for you out there.
Break point here for Victoria Azarenka. Her friends call her Vika. Oh,
Deuce.
what an extraordinary serve. First ace of the match.
She think it was a let? It's the only thing it could possibly...
She kind of misread it, didn't she? Scotty Moore is our chair umpire from the USA Today.
That was a gutsy second serve. And
Pavlyuchenkova.
I think she has really elongated her career because she has improved dramatically. That second serve has improved dramatically. Her consistency on her serve. Mid-career, she really started to struggle with that serve. Pavlyuchenkova used to throw in a lot of double faults and really clean that up.
Hit 8 winners to 1.
So a little fist pump from Azarenka. She knows how important this game is. If she can get herself on the scoreboard.
She also knows that Pavlyuchenkova was involved in a humdinger, wasn't she, against Diana Yastremska? That was a very long, intense match. And we know firsthand at least 34-year-olds don't rebound as quickly as 32-year-olds.
And so much of it is just all about the recovery. And it's why people, even talking about Djokovic, can he do it 7 matches, 3 out of 5 sets at 38? Very difficult.
Pavlyuchenkova hit 56 winners against Diana Yastremska in her match. 38 unforced errors, 3 aces, 6 double faults.
that you just know is just high quality. You're hitting that many winners. Of course, they're going to be unforced. And, you know, the longer the rally goes, if you call it an unforced error, but, you know, on shot number 10, and that's just, again, finding her spot.
Pavlyuchenkova.
106 miles an hour.
Back to deuce we go. What a long game this is. Azarenka's had a couple of break points. Pavlyuchenkova's had a couple of game points.
Let's for serve.
Into this match on a 3-match losing skid after that quarterfinal at Wimbledon. Lost in their opening round match in Montreal, Cincinnati and Monterrey.
Let's for serve.
My school of thought is the
Advantage,
longer a game
Pavlyuchenkova.
goes, the greater importance it takes on. And if Pavlyuchenkova, who played that long match, if she can get out to that 3-love lead, it's going to be, it's emotionally, it's just a good thing. If she can, in her mind, if she can get off the court in straight sets, and that would be obviously in her best interest physically. Someone else has other ideas.
Another fantastic return from Victoria Azarenka.
Really nice footwork, still taking those short, quick little steps. You saw her shadowing the footwork before.
Advantage Pavlyuchenkova.
Nice use of the swinging slice serve. And 3/4 of first serve points. Four out of 10 behind a second serve.
Oh my goodness, 7. And first round, I did the Svitolina match against Bondar, and they played 2-1 in that opening set. Svitolina had 5 break points and just couldn't get it done and fell apart after that. That game had such significance.
And I think for someone a little like these two, so experienced, that should be able to keep it together, but everyone's human. 12-minute game plus this one now. That's a surprising result from Aryna Svitolina. Looks so good in practice. And these players have been here at least a week getting ready.
Oh. And smart from Azarenka, just kept that slice low, making Pavlyuchenkova produce her own pace, and this stays low enough and moves her forward and just snatches at that forehand.
I would suggest that that is probably the way to beat Pavlyuchenkova. You can't give the ball in her strike zone.
Advantage Pavlyuchenkova.
2 aces. First serve will most likely get her over the line here.
Oh, and you see, she's just pressing here, and Azarenka, she sends a signal to Azarenka that, okay, you know what, she's getting frustrated. And these two know each other so well on the court, and Azarenka knows their history so well.
10th meeting between the two today. Pavlyuchenkova took some speed off there, 85-mile-an-hour, and didn't really hit a spot. So it's a third breakpoint opportunity here for Azarenka. Last met in Toronto last year at 1,000 level. It was a straight set, straightforward win for women in your pitch. Azarenka 2-2, she won that one.
Azarenka's like, are you kidding me? That second serve, so good.
Please try to remain quiet during the point. Thank you.
She wasn't getting there anyway.
No chance. 36-year-old legs now for Vika.
Advantage Pavlyuchenkova.
And Pavlyuchenkova not afraid to take on the Azarenka backhand, which in the day you would have put it in the top 2 or 3 backhands in the world.
Can't get a first serve in, can she, on the outside? Pavlyuchenkova. And picking up just a little bit on Stadium 17. And finally, that could be the longest game of the match.
3 games to love for
Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova survives 3 break points against. And serving in the sun here on Stadium 17.
Thank you. Take a seat quickly.
Taking out Hina Inui, ranked 215 in the first round. She was broken 3 times in a row in that match. Ended up winning 7-6, 6-4. It was her 10th match win of the season, her first in 2 months.
The breaking serve has always been critical and key for Azarenka because her serve can be vulnerable. has never knocked you over with the first serve, and the second serve, she's never had a kicky type second serve, never been able to get a lot of spin on it.
But the placement is good.
And there you have it. See, it's, again, my timing impeccable. My goodness. What impressed me that last game, and the last two serves in that ad court for Pavlyuchenkova went up the tee when she was down break point, and then the last point went out wide and really got Azarenka. And this is what Vika needs. She needs to get on the scoreboard with a quick, easy game. And Pavlyuchenkova, she's breathing a sigh of relief at that hold.
How much did it take out of her, though?
Yep.
About 15 minutes in the end, wasn't it?
(40-15).
And if you are Azarenka, you have to think of the positive. I made you work so hard that last game. I mean, you look like you're laboring a little bit. The longer I can stay out here, it may favor me.
Game Azarenka.
It was quite a tired game from Pavlyuchenkova.
Pavlyuchenkova leads
Azarenka does get herself
for
up
set.
and running here. Expense of just 1 point in that one. And one for Pavlyuchenkova. You can download the US Open app to follow your favorite players, track scores and stats, watch match highlights, get player news. You can watch live 3D views of all singles matches as well. It's available on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. There's a lot of great information on the app in 2025. So go and have a look. Just missed it.
Yeah, and she's got to be thinking, really? I'm back serving again? It's just like I never left.
In the net 7 times against Yastremska, 5 times she was successful.
Love 30.
And already just a little bit of a tired looking serve reaction. Tennis players are known for getting second and third wins. That's wins with a D.
She might need one very soon.
Love 40.
And look how Azarenka, she just stepped right in, cut off that angle. The serve didn't have a lot of pace on it, and she was just all over it. Looking much the fresher of the two.
Azarenka had 3 break points in the previous Pavlyuchenkova service game, but they were independent. These ones are going to be back to back to back. That will do it. A little nudge over the net. Pavlyuchenkova is still very much struggling from that third game. It seems to have come at a giant cost. And Azarenka gets herself back on board last time.
And you get that sense, and we saw Pavlyuchenkova just kind of starting to drag, and when that happens, she's going to start hitting bigger and bigger. And we looked at the statistics, and she is the one hitting much harder in this match, but you can also out-hit yourself. And doesn't even go for that serve. Did not go for that little stab return of Azarenka's, the last point of her service game. So Azarenka is very heady, and she's taking notice of this, and she's going to continue to make Pavlyuchenkova work. Ooh, that was far out toss.
And she was reaching Azarenka. She has had problems with that ball toss in recent years.
Let's second serve.
It's slightly concerning up the other end, though, isn't it, for Pavlyuchenkova? See that left leg heavily strapped.
(30-15).
Started this match like a bull in a china shop, isn't she, the 34-year-old? Has 13 total winners, also 12 unforced errors, though.
And one thing that Pavlyuchenkova has said about herself is that as she's gotten older, she has just worked at fighting point by point, and she has learned to do that and has felt that her mental toughness has just grown dramatically as she's gotten older here and more mature.
Didn't run particularly hard for that one, did she?
But is she going to be able to cover the court? And that's the big question right now. And the last two games are giving an indication of maybe not. She's got to take hold of points early, or she looks like Pavlyuchenkova is in trouble.
Terrific work from Victoria Azarenka. Big roar goes up. Popular figure as a twice major champion in Australia, a three-time runner-up here at the US Open.
First set.
She levels things up at 3 games apiece.
And equally important, she looks fresh as a daisy.
She does.
And that can't be too comforting for Pavlyuchenkova looking across the net.
Played on Sunday evening, didn't she? The first day now. Of course, the US Open beginning on a Sunday, the first ever time.
And starting to press. And when you know you need to end points quickly, that's what happens. And you're playing someone in Azarenka who has always been very consistent.
She just gave after that penultimate point there. Just a little shake of the head, Pavlyuchenkova. You can tell so much, can't you? The amount of tennis matches we watch, Elise. From the body language, the eyes give so much away.
Well, and gave so much away that 2-love service game, which she ended up winning, but got so frustrated in the middle. And she showed it.
(15-30).
That would have been spectacular, just a little wide. Very close to the baseline. Really nicely. 8 points the third straight game.
And we talk about the importance of certain games, and yes, that third game was so important, but for Pavlyuchenkova now, this game, extremely important, psychologically, physically.
It's massive hitting.
Azarenka sending that signal. I'm going to be a backboard, which she was there. And if you can do this, you're too good. But I don't know that you can keep that up.
This rally so far, 11 shots. Continues to have problems landing first serves on this outside.
Oh boy.
Deuce.
And it just gives us a sense of frustration that she's feeling inside. Wins the point. Looks to me like she needs an energy drink.
You wouldn't have known she had won the point.
And finish Azarenka.
Opportunities racking up here. With 6, one more about to come. Converted 1. Bernardo in the black on the left-hand side, the coach. Not too much about that, too good.
Deuce.
And she has hit spots, and I've been impressed that she's hit some spots on some second serves in that ad court, and they're finally getting that first serve in. I just love the body language of Azarenka still pumping that fist.
We can understand why she went there, because both times she's hit a second serve wide from the deuce court. She's won the point. A little bit too much there. Double fault number 3.
Got her up the tee. Last point in the ad court.
Was going low again, wasn't she?
Went for it again, and huge point.
Game.
That's painful. Back-to-back double faults for the 34-year-olds.
Azarenka
A week she held that title.
15.
2012 as the year-end #1. Not too many players at East Bergen managed that.
Two-time Grand Slam champion, and her kryptonite in some of these slams was Serena Williams, and probably would have a few more slam titles were it not for Serena's presence, as others can say the same.
No doubt that Azarenka will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, like Serena and most latterly Maria Sharapova. She hangs up the rackets. has the feeling, doesn't it? All one-way traffic now. If you're just joining us, Pavlyuchenkova held for the second time for a 3-love lead, but it took about 15 minutes to wrap up that game, and it just seems to have taken all the wind out of her sails. Just gets beaten, doesn't she, already? 46 minutes on the clock. Pavlyuchenkova, a former quarter-finalist here, talking of Serena Williams. She lost to the great woman in 2011.
And for Azarenka now, 2 consecutive service games. Has not dropped a point. And Pavlyuchenkova is struggling to win points now after that blazing start. But this match all predicating on that third game where they both worked so hard, but just took it out of Pavlyuchenkova, and we don't know what's going on with the, how that leg feels, and right now it's not feeling good at all at the moment.
Yeah, we know that.
Nothing's feeling good.
There's a bit of red mist in her mind.
Love 15.
And she is just struggling for points since that third game.
As soon as they get into the rally, it's
Love 30.
just easy to tell who's going to win the point. Pavlyuchenkova has to find a way to shorten this.
$15.30.
That'll help. Third ace. And the first serve's in just over half the time. That number has to improve.
30 all.
Well, she definitely has to end the points within the first 1 or 2 shots, Pavlyuchenkova, and it's just not very comforting to look across the net and see your opponent jumping around.
It's just terrific play. What a drive volley to end it. Azarenka doing exactly what Pavlyuchenkova doesn't want her to do.
30-40.
And if you ever question whether Azarenka still loves playing, you can just watch her in this match. Just so engaged and still loves it out here.
So set done and dusted. 6 points rolled off in a row by the former world number 1, 3-time US Open finalist Victoria Azarenka, looking sprightly on Stadium 17. Takes it 6-3 in just under an hour. Seems to love it in New York. Azarenka, as well as those 3 finals just in the last few years. In 2022, reached the round of 16. Last year, the 3rd round. In between that, at least made round 2.
New York invigorates her.
39.
And you know, she's a person, you know, that just loves learning, loves a big city, loves talking to people, engaging. And had that podcast where she got a lot of friends and celebrities to give her insights.
And it wasn't just about tennis, was it? It was
Nope.
all round, about
Nope.
business, about life.
30-15.
There's a new podcast coming up. The ladies have decided
Yes.
to jump into the game.
Yes, they have.
Jessica Pegula, Madison Keys, Desiree Kravchuk, and Jenny Brady.
Jen Brady, which is it's great.
And we're hoping that Brady's going to be back soon. What a player she is. And she's not injured. It's
Yep.
been a real problem.
Yep, went back to school, UCLA.
For serve.
She's very well liked, doesn't she, in the locker room, Jenny Brady. Good personality to have around. Victoria's missed her in the last couple of years.
And you mentioned Jen Brady. You think about it, Jen Brady, semis here at the U.S. Open,
30
finals in Australia, and you never know what the body's going to do. And at a young age, in her 20s, her body kind of petered out, and it's been very tough. And then you look at the longevity here for both of these players, been so fortunate to play well into their 30s. A little second life here for
30-40.
Pavlyuchenkova.
We were slightly surprised, weren't we, that she didn't leave the court. At least a lot of players do after losing a set. Pavlyuchenkova obviously just taking the extra time to sit and talk to herself.
Or maybe she thought I couldn't make it there. You couldn't walk that distance at that point.
It is the furthest, isn't it, from Arthur Ashe, but there is a changing room here in Stadium 17. That's why the players were a little late out to court. Match is starting at 11 a.m. It was about 7 minutes past or so when we got going.
Game.
Well, that's a big
Pavlyuchenkova.
giveaway from Azarenka just when she was rolling
Game, second set.
through both her service games and return games. She's handed Pavlyuchenkova a little lifeline here. And he writes, she's been on the player council for a long time.
Yeah, and because of her hard work, players of
Love
maternity are going to have paid maternity leave from here on in.
Love 30.
And you see her trying to get those legs moving. And the double faults creeping in.
5 double faults now, 1 in this set. Let's hit 4 aces as well.
And again, you talk about the clean ball that Pavlyuchenkova hits, and you look at the strike off that last one that she got back. Then some after her beautiful backhand. Pavlyuchenkova, Azarenka, just gorgeous backhand in reply.
Break back point sniffed out by
15-40.
Pavlyuchenkova.
That serve did what was intended, made Azarenka reach. You don't want to hit it in the pocket. You don't want to hit in your opponent's strike zone.
And avoid being broken for a fourth straight time here.
Thirty, 40.
Pavlyuchenkova hasn't served into the Azarenka body at all on the first serve. Changes that and loses the point, so maybe that's why.
And there you have
One game all, second set.
An immediate break back by Vika. His motto, according to Leo anyway, is effort is non-negotiable.
Yes, and that is one of the things that she has taught her son. Doesn't matter what you're doing. And you got to live by your words, and
It's a good motto. Anything you do in life.
yep. And she has learned that, and as when she was very young, much more volatile, much more, I don't want to call it in and out in matches, but she could get extremely frustrated and worked on that, worked on herself, worked on that. And you just never see her give anything away.
So impressive, Azarenka. Two-time finalist here. Finished runner-up to Serena Williams in both 2012 and 2013. USTA Naomi Osaka in 2020.
And now watch how she just gets down and just braces herself. And uses the pace that was given her, but just plants so beautifully and absorbs that pace.
40 love.
A nice clean match. Azarenka 10 winners to just 7 unforced errors.
$40-15.
During the sunshine, a bit of breeze. Stadium 17 at a bowl court with a capacity of around 3,000. It's got a new bar up there. Hasn't got too rowdy yet.
Oh, 17 when it gets later at night. We have heard some fans having really nice times. Honey deuces, a couple honey deuces, and they are into it.
Honey juice, of course, the official drink of the US Open. Sells quite well, I'm told.
Yes.
Phenomenal play from Victoria Azarenka, the 36-year-old.
One set to love.
Dean, you've got to think this is a must-hold for Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova.
And if not, if she does not hold here, they're going to be shaking hands pretty quickly. And you just have seen the pattern of how this match has gone. That third game of the match was so critical, and you could just see the wind coming out of Pavlyuchenkova's sails. Even though she was up 3-love, just took it all out of her. She's the one that had that just brutally tough first round against Yastremska. Yastremska, one of the biggest hitters in the game, and 2 tie breaks in that match. 6-4 in the third.
Tide has turned, hasn't it? Because the first 3 games were particularly 2.5. Pavlyuchenkova, at least, was just hitting winners at reckless abandon, but everything's changed now.
Yeah, and I think she knew the way she was probably coming out on the court, feeling the leg strapped, that she had to get off to the quick start, which she did, but that third game just took it all out of her.
And looking back, it probably wasn't worth it for Pavlyuchenkova, but of course she didn't know that at the time.
But it's your instinct.
Yeah.
Such instinct to just fight through it, especially on your own serve. And that's what she needs. She needs a couple of freebies, something that Azarenka is so stingy with, just very rarely gives anything away.
Especially at this point when she sees her opponent is physically suffering. Like Azarenka, Pavlyuchenkova also trying to defend third round points from last year. And down to Iga Swiatek, 4-2 in the third round.
And just straight up the middle and forcing Pavlyuchenkova to come up with the angle. Now last point and the ad court really hit a nice kicker. It was only about 88 miles an hour, but moved. Is she going to go for that kick again against the strength of Azarenka, which is that backhand return?
Game, Azarenka.
Went down the tee. It was a decent serve. A block return is enough.
Azarenka leads 3 games to 1.
Might just be that. We shall see. It's yet another break.
Ah, and there they are.
The honey juice.
The infamous honey deuce.
We just don't have the melon balls, but here we go. There's 3 of them.
Cheers when you get it. Oh, absolutely.
How are you with the honey juice? How many a night?
No. You wouldn't even want me to have a couple sips. Thank you.
Especially not before commentary. We have enough fun. She is winding back the years, isn't she?
Well, hasn't played a ton this year, but you see the motivation. Had great success here in New York. 3-time finalist, very popular. And you got to give a shout out across the net to Pavlyuchenkova. Her record in slams. 2 quarters this year. Australian and at Wimbledon. I believe, is this her 10th? I said I was getting out of the math game.
10th
quarterfinal of a slam. Anyway, I said I was getting out of the math game, but I'm in the vicinity for Pavlyuchenkova. Got to the 1 final of the French, and that's beautifully struck there.
30-15.
And I like seeing that. Okay. I see a little fist pump, meaning that she's still engaged. Don't know if the mind is willing, not so sure about the body at this point. That was unfair of me, making me scramble, doing the counting.
40-15.
The timer is on, isn't it? Because this match could be finished in a hurry. It's for 4-1 now. And there it is. No problem for Victoria Azarenka. The finish line very much now in sight. 1-4 down, having lost the first set 6-3 on the first 3 games of this encounter.
Out. 15 love.
We were just looking through history books, weren't we? She has reached 9 by my records, major quarterfinals.
Yes, and for my math skills, having thought it was 10, that was pretty good for me.
Well, maybe you were.
I was thinking
in your
this
crystal
US
ball.
Open she was going for her 10th here.
You were right. the quarterfinals this year.
Everything in life comes down to interpretation.
And you could justify anything.
Well, the one thing we did see the other game, in the last couple of games, we saw a little fist pump from Pavlyuchenkova, so we know that she's not giving up. And if she can get a quick service hold, we know what she's capable of.
.40 left.
Well, she wants, I love holds. After being broken 5 times in a row. Finally, Pavlyuchenkova stops the rot. Does she still believe? Does she have an extra gear here against Azarenka, to whom she's lost 7 times in their previous 9 meetings?
Well, you know what Azarenka's going to do. She's just going to come at her with consistency and send the signal, you're going to have to beat me with some pretty huge shot making. And did not shy away from that second serve. Azarenka, one of her biggest of the match.
15 left.
Just went right up the tee on first service.
$14 winners now for Vika. Seven numbers have really improved. 8 out of 11 behind the first serve, 4 of 7 behind the second. Anything over 50% when you're rolling in second serves is a good number. She's ahead of that.
That was nicely done, got around that. But Candy, was thinking about it, how the game moves on and how the game's progressing, and I look at the consistency of Azarenka. But then you can look at someone like a Sabalenka when she's consistent, and she can be so consistent off the ground and hitting at the pace that she's hitting, where the game has gone. Swiatek. You know, just they're taking the game to different levels.
We now know the top women are hitting the ball harder than some of the men. Most of the men, in fact, off the ground. Sabalenka is one of them.
Of course, her greatest rival, Serena Williams, packed a pretty mean punch.
She certainly did.
And never seen a serve as consistent in terms of accuracy and speed as Serena's.
That's a pretty nice service game once again from Victoria Azarenka.
Azarenka leads 5 games to 2. Second set.
Just 4 points away now.
This game.
Last time out, Pavlyuchenkova held to love, which ended a row of 5 straight breaks of serve. We've seen so far in this tournament on the women's side a couple of comebacks from 1-5 down. Alexandra Ayala managed it, and then Maya Joints yesterday against Victoria Jimenez-Katintseva. Can she come back?
No. I mean, just in terms of looking at her, physically, I don't think she has it. Even if she could eke her way back in set number 2, just doesn't look like she would have the physicality to go a third.
40 love.
And Ayala and Maya Joint, two aforementioned players coming back, are 19 and early 20s respectively. Different kettle of fish, as we say in Great Britain. It's a strange saying, isn't it?
Lots of, I don't want to say strange saying.
Out.
Might be another love hold.
40-15.
Beautiful touch from Pavlyuchenkova. So a credit to her, isn't it, that she's kept on fighting despite clearly feeling well below her best. Gets herself in it.
Yep, and that shot just gave you another glimpse of just the feel that she has, the touch that she possesses.
But now the big moments, Azarenka to try and finish this off. Serving for a place in the third round.
And I was going to say there have been many circumstances where Azarenka has not been able to finish matches off with her own serve, but she's got such a good return that she's done it the other way. And just a little more holding of the breath in the coaching box. A couple of wayward serves here, and never easy no matter who you are, no matter how many times you've been there. Finishing matches off can be extremely tricky.
The other thing that's come up recently, at least, not only about finishing matches, is also first round matches at Grand Slams. All the players are saying how nervous they are.
And I have never heard so many players acknowledging nerves. And in the old days, you never said, "Oh no, I was fine."
You hid it. You pretended.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I can't hit a backhand. No.
My backhand's absolutely extraordinary.
Yes. never let them make you think that you feel like you have a weakness. My grip is fine.
Nothing to see here.
Even if I dump the ball in the bottom of the net. It's great. So the honesty in today's game and the willingness to share, it's
nice, isn't it? It's refreshing.
It's a really good thing.
Madison Keys said she felt unbelievably nervous on Arthur Ashe against Renata Zarathusua. Lost that match with a record number of unforced errors. Goff talked about it, beating Ayla Tomljanovic late last night. A very tough 3-set encounter.
Azarenka going through the middle, but just too short in the court there. And you had the depth from Pavlyuchenkova, and they're finishing that off. And right now, she looks free as a bird, and Azarenka tight.
break point saved. These are the first break points that Pavlyuchenkova has had since the first game of this set.
30-40.
And that toss was almost to the next continent, but somehow she found her timing and got that serve out wide. There was no other choice where the toss was, but hit her spot.
That's not a good serving from Azarenka. Should probably fancy a couple of first serves here. And here we go, a let's go from Vika. Done terrifically well behind the second serve. That was the entire match.
Got the decent second serve in, but was how she responded to that return. Eager.
And match points. 36-year-old Victoria Azarenka. And the three-time US Open finalist is back in the third round for the 15th time in 18 attempts. Just an incredible record here in Flushing Meadows, New York. A fantastic performance from Love, 3 down in the first set. Gets the better of a nemesis in Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, whom she now leads 8-2 in the head-to-head, wins this one 6-3, 6-3 on Stadium 17.